Uh, how's it going, guys? So the last few days, I've just been in my apartment because it's cold outside, been snowed in, and my neighbor has been blowing his nose synced, like, non-stop. And he just keeps blowing his nose synced through the wall. And then my refrigerator is always sinking, and it keeps like turning on and then turning back off like shortly after. It usually stays on longer, but it's been like just a bunch of stupid shit going on. My water heater keeps turning on a bunch of times too, like more than it usually does. But yeah, my one neighbor just keeps blowing his nose synced and like laughing synced and shit, coughing synced. It's just crazy. And then last night I heard like 3 sirens, like all within the span of like a short amount of time. I heard 3 different sirens at like 1 a.m. or something like that. The sun's back out today finally. So that's good. It's like negative 17 degrees outside. But yeah, there's people walking by in the hall, and my neighbor blowing his nose synced, and then like he'll be like on the phone talking to people, and like we'll like walk over, like it'll just be talking to somebody, and then it'll just like walk over by the wall where my apartment is, and like he gets louder synced. He's just having a conversation. Then he like gets louder synced or like laughs synced or whatever. And my other neighbor is always doing that too, like talking synced. It's just, it's so dumb. But it just is what they keep doing over and over and over. Shit's retarded. And then I walked out to check my mail yesterday, and I'm walking back, and like someone down the hall in their apartment, as I walk by their door, they just do the fakest cough I've ever heard in my life. She's just like, right when I walk by. Just is what it is, man. It just is. It's quiet now. Nobody's making noises right now. But like, pretty much non-stop, there's been like It's one thing or the other. It's my water heater turning on. Is somebody blowing their nose? Or somebody walking by in the hall? Or somebody just being like, or whatever. Or occasionally I'll hear a lock button outside. Someone hit their lock button outside, or a car alarm will just go off for a couple seconds and then turn off. But haven't really been hearing a whole lot of like loud trucks driving around like usual because it's snowy. So, and then right now I'm looking out there. I don't see any bots right now. Here comes a truck. He's probably gonna do something. Yeah, there's two bots syncing with each other. There just went two bot cars syncing with each other, but then there's nothing again now. Got like two chemtrails out here. It's pretty much a blue sky out there. The sun's out. It's nice and peaceful outside for the most part. But it's just mostly been my neighbors making sounds and shit. And then last night, I posted about it. Like I posted that my neighbor was blowing his nose synced, and then right after I post it, I get this frequency in my ear that was like really intense. Like sometimes it's really minor, and then sometimes it's just like it feels like they're like microwaving me. But I don't get like some people say they get like pain, like burn marks and shit, and pain, like whatever. Like I don't get shit like that. I just get frequencies in my ears. I get these like aches in my body sometimes that I wonder if it's them doing shit, but I don't really know. Like I'm sure whatever frequency machine shit, it has an effect on your entire body, I'm sure. So they're probably fucking with my organs and shit. I just saw a truck drive by that might have been normal, but like right when he got to the street, I heard a noise, like a really subtle noise over my neighbor's apartment. I was like, so I don't know if that was a sync or not, but anyway, I just wanted to say that I'm still being stalked, even though I've been inside for the past 4 days or whatever. And then like they'll bring like trucks like close to my apartment sometimes. Like I'll hear a truck out there or like a snow plow or whatever that are gang stalking, just like driving right by my window. But it's been pretty chill outside as far as the noises go. But I still cannot find a job. I still can't find a job, and the people in my family act like I got myself fired on purpose. And like it's all my fault. Now I see the bus and a truck syncing up. That was syncing with another car before that, I think. And then my neighbors were like walking around making noises on either side of me at the same time as each other. But like, yeah. Like he'll like my one neighbor like he'll just walk up like to the wall where my apartment is and he'll just blow his nose right there. And these walls are really thin, so it's like he's just going crazy with it. Like last night especially, did it like a bunch of times. Just kept blowing his nose synced. I'm just like I'm just like, dude, what the fuck? Are you okay? And then occasionally he'll laugh synced, like it was like chuckle synced. And it's like it's quiet otherwise too. Like it's weird. Like it's like they can only he's blowing his nose right now. It's like they can only make noises when I like synced with me. It's like they're literally robots and they just like sit around on standby mode and then they move around and make noises when I do something. It's like I don't hear any other noises, I don't hear people talking or anything unless it's synced. For the most part. Like except like when they're talking on the phone, like you know, like it won't be synced. but then it will sync. You know what I mean? Like it'll start talking unsynced, but then it'll like get louder synced or whatever, laugh synced. It's like they only make noises synced, and they only come out in the hallway synced. It's like I'm literally inside of a video game and they're NPCs. And like when I'm walking around, like it'll be quiet, and then I'll come around the corner of a building and there'll be people standing right there and they'll start talking right at that moment. Like they're just having a regular conversation, but like it'll be dead ass quiet, and then I come around the corner of the building and they'll start talking right at that moment. Like I'm literally inside of a video game and they just rendered right at that moment. You know how like when you're in a video game, like the like shit in the distance won't be there until you come up close to it, and then it'll render. It's like that. It's like, dude, I'm telling you, I'm literally inside of a GTA game. There's these two guys walking out. Like one's far away and one's close by, and they just like walked out at the same time. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know what else to say that I haven't already said before. Everybody's synced except me. And they sync around me specifically. Like I'm the center of the universe. But I know they're syncing around other people too, but like as far as I can tell, I'm the only one out here that's not synced. And every time I hear a siren, it's synced. And every time I see a male guy, it's synced. And every time I see a garbage truck, it's synced. And every time I see a UPS, it's synced. And every time I see a cop, it's synced. And every time I see the buses, they're synced. And every time I see a FedEx, it's synced. And every time I see any business with a car, it's synced. Anytime I see the hospital cars, they're synced. Anytime I see an Amazon car, it's synced. Anytime I see LabCorp car, it's synced. Anytime I see a Red Cross car, it's synced. Anytime I see a taxi, it's synced, etc. If someone's made a noise, made a banging noise right after I stopped talking, it was probably synced. Everyone in my apartment is synced. Everyone in my family gaslights me. Everyone I thought was my friend is a sinkhead that gaslights me. Everyone around me is a sinkhead and gaslights me. Every business owner apparently is a sinkhead and won't hire me. Why is everybody a sinkhead? Why is everybody a sinkhead working to sabotage my life? Yeah, it's like -17 here or something. I'm trying. It's like it's just like I don't know what to do though. Literally nobody, like I'll call businesses and then they'll be like, "We'll call you back," and then they don't call me back. It's funny how like it's just dead quiet right now, but I know once I turn the camera off, somebody's gonna blow their nose or something. He's gonna walk by them all. There goes two cars syncing up. Just doing two cars at a time occasionally. Oh, there goes a third car with the second car. There you go. Oh, there goes a fourth car with the third car. The other corner. Anyway, I don't know what else to say. Hey, there goes my refrigerator. So everybody should go watch those videos that I post on my community page. I think the channel's called United Uprising or something like that. I think it used to be called A Call for Uprising or something. I was always like turned off by his channel. Like I never watched his videos because he's got like a Illuminati eye, like triangle eye for his logo. So I just thought he's like a shill or something, but he actually says a lot of good information. But he made these videos about like the Jimmy Kimmel show, and like on the Jimmy Kimmel, like he had this segment on a show where it was like the child bachelor. and what was the other one? Oh, it was like the Snuggle Bear. It was like the Snuggle Bear thing, where it's like the Snuggle, like the Snuggle, like laundry detergent bear. He's like sneaks into a baby's room with a knife. He's like, "I'm gonna kill your baby, haha," or whatever it was. And they have the child bachelor, where they have these children like playing it like it's like the show The Bachelor, and a child dating app called Tindergarten. Like this is funny. Like this is a funny joke. Like they're just grooming us with all this pedo shit on TV. Trying to normalize it. There's a cop sinking with a whitey. Sinking with another car. Yeah, they just have all this shit, like normalizing it. I forget what the other one was. There's something else I'm forgetting. And then he's always like cracking jokes about like pizza, like because people, make up these conspiracies about him, about Pizzagate and stuff. And so he like cracks jokes about it on his show, and he's like, "Yeah, people think that I'm in a satanic cult and I eat children." Ha 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 ha. And then the audience laughs. It's like they're just making a mockery of it. And shit's spooky. And like I always talk about this, like they put a bunch of pedo shit in children's cartoons. I've been watching Dragon Ball Z lately, just because I've never seen the full show, like in its entirety, so I've just been watching it. Uh, and I started with Dragon Ball though, and I just like skipped through it because there's just so much pedo shit in it. Like with young Goku, like the first episode, they just like show his dick straight up. Like they just show a child. It was a cartoon, obviously, but like they just show his dick. Like, why do you have to animate that? And then just all this stuff with him and Bulma, like, is like sexual. And then she's like 16 or whatever, and he's like a little boy. There's just all this sexual shit between him and Bulma. And then Master Roshi is a fucking pedo. He's always he's always creeping on Bulma. So I was like, I'm gonna skip past this, just go to Dragon Ball Z. Then there's some weird shit on that too, but it's not as much. But like, I don't know. Like when you look back at like a lot of cartoons today too, but like when you look back at like the 90s cartoons, like Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls, there's a lot of like weird shit. They're just grooming children. It's like, how do you get away with that? How do you just animate that and then get away with it? Like, how is that legal to put not even a subliminal, like if it was like subliminal in the background, you like could barely notice it, that would be one thing. It would still be bad, obviously, but like if it's just a blatant sex pun in a children's cartoon, how do you do that and then get away with it? How is that legal? How are they not in prison? How is there the pencil sharpener scene on the Powerpuff Girls? How does this happen? Like, I know I've talked about this 100 times, but how though? And then the video that I posted yesterday where uh, Kirsten Dunst on Interview with a Vampire, she like kisses Brad Pitt on an Interview with a Vampire when she was a little 12-year-old girl. And then they're interviewing her. And they're like, what was it like to kiss Brad Pitt? And she's like, well, I didn't really like it. I mean, he's like an old man. And I'm like, I'm 12, you know? So it's kind of weird. And they're just like making fun of her, basically. They're just like grooming her. And they're just like, go watch it. They're just like grooming her on the interview. And then, like, you know, like the Dalai Lama making out with the boy on live TV. And then, like, Joe Biden. There's another video that I saw the other day. Joe Biden is creeping on another child. Another one. This is like the 10th one that I've seen. There's numerous videos of Joe Biden creeping on numerous children, sniffing them and like groping them and shit. The President of the United States is on live TV groping and sniffing children. So, on that note, vote for Illcat, y'all. Let's get him out of office. Vote for Illcat 2024.